Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Above the Yellow Line live stream on a Thursday night. I am jumping words because I'm just so excited
That's
to talk
the
about the
underground
NASCAR
podcast.
schedule. It's what we do, We're just so excited. But as you can see, I'm joined by most of the crew this time. We got Dom, Ben, and Adam.
Woo!
Yeah, so
My
excited.
camera's been focusing 4 seconds into this show, so we're doing great.
We're doing great. We're doing great.
Ugly smile here. Oh boy.
But good to see you all in the chat already. Again, like I said, lots to talk about. We have the schedule. We have some NASCAR news. Talladega to talk about too. We can just jump right into it as well. But gosh, everything's gonna be a little off. Oh my god, here we go. Point situation. So
what? I'm second now.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Some people forgot to turn in their picks last week. Like half of us did.
Listen, we didn't have the budget for Talladega. We knew that going into the season that we didn't have the budget for Talladega. We'll be back for the remainder of the year.
Wow, I like that positive outlook. Very nice.
Oh my
god. But yeah, here we are. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I can dive into on this because it is what it is. We'll go into the next race at the ROVAL and we'll all do better. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know.
I'll say this though: it doesn't matter if all of us race or none of us race. I'm still gonna finish last.
No, because
I finished last at Dega.
Well,
Yep.
No, you didn't. I didn't even pick.
Well,
of the people that did pick, I still managed to be last.
Hey man, you were points racing. You're already doing better than me.
Speaking of points, let's go into our drivers' points
let's
right
look at
now. There we are. All right, so following Talladega, major shakeups here. Brad Keselowski only +2 to the good, and then below that cutoff line we have Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Busch. I don't know. We could just dive into this. First off, what do we think about this Talladega race, and then kind of going from there in the points situation? Who had an awful day?
Well, if you want me to go first, I'll just say that this is the third time someone's thrown heat with a full count and Blaney has swung and hit a home run. So it's crazy that for the third time he's won Talladega and for the third time it was a photo finish. But man, I mean, honestly, that's the best description I can give you is like, it's a home run for that team because now they are in the round of 8 after pretty much everyone counted them out. The Ford performance has kind of been non-existent in the playoffs. RFK have done good to stay mid-pack and just stay alive points-wise, but man, did Blaney need that one, especially after Logano got eliminated as the defending champ, called it. But yeah, huge win for the 12 team. And then, of course, the big elephant in the room is thank goodness Harvick didn't win that race. Thank goodness he didn't, because that would have been the hardest announcement to make in NASCAR history.
Oh.
Yeah, that would
do you even make that call, or do you just let it go by the side?
I mean, if they're going to make the call for him finishing second, they're going to make it if he won it.
Right. There are so many people on Instagram, like on social media, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is. They were basically like, "Hey, if Harvick finished in first, they wouldn't have said anything." And I'm like, "You want to bet?" Like, they're going to call it, which again, I am glad that he didn't win because in the moment I was really happy for Blaney because I felt this was his best chance to get into the round of 8, but I was gutted for Harvick. And then I was like, oh, maybe not anymore. So yeah.
Now, I was listening to this race. I was driving back home from Ohio on MRN, but correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like Blaney was up there almost the entire race.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty consistent. I mean, and again, with all the super speedway races, the drivers that we tend to see at the front of the field towards the end of these things, like Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, I mean, they all were pretty much there. Even I think Cindric found himself near the front too. Of course, there was a wreck at the start-finish line when the race was over, but I mean, we kind of saw like typical players.
Yeah, I heard that Denny did his usual back out and let the hornet's nest fizzle out.
And,
but I for the life of me couldn't remember for sure, but it seemed like Blaney was right up there with the players for most of the race. Which
Yeah,
that's what you want to see out of a winner at Talladega. You don't want
Yeah.
the wreck 30-second wins it.
Agree.
Mhm.
I don't know, Adam, Ben, what do you feel about? I feel like we got to bring up Brad Keselowski because I felt like this was going to be a good weekend for him. Ben, didn't you pick him to win like you had thought? Or, no. Oh, wait, Adam
yeah, I was
did.
going to
That's
say
right.
Adam did. I had Bubba, I think.
Yeah.
You know, we go the entire race, and there comes a caution, and sure enough, I even called it. I said, I know Brad's in this. Sure enough, they zoom right in on the 6 car. So it was inevitable because I picked him. That's
true.
That's all I got. It's because I picked him. I'm sorry, Brad.
Question for you though. So like when you pick like drivers to win these races for our picks, do you like, is it a gut pick? Is it who you want to win? Because I feel like you need to do the opposite of that from here on out.
I'll be honest, this year's kind of been winging it. I'm not even going with my gut. As soon as I make a pick, my gut says, no, you should have picked the other guy, and then Ben wins.
Yeah, I kind of just pick at random this year too.
Yeah. Well, you say that, but there's a trend.
Okay. Mr. Toyota.
There's a random. It's random out of 6 drivers. Random out of 6 drivers.
There's a trend.
But for Talladega, I really, I mean, I thought it was a great race. It was one of the best super speedway races that we've had this year. Well, right up there with the Daytona 500. But yeah, I really enjoyed the finish. Being a Blaney guy, so that was paramount for this year because this summer was rough, very rough. But yeah,
after the 600, it was like, ugh, you know.
Yeah, not great.
Anyhow, yeah, we'll move on. We'll talk about Brad again when we get into the points discussion heading into the ROVAL. Of course, the ROVAL is a cutoff race, so there's a lot on the line for these drivers. But let's get into the schedule. Of course, the schedule for the Cup Series, Xfinity Series, Truck Series was released yesterday. Months of all of us trying to put the pieces together. We should have all just waited, but like, yeah, things were happening. It's fine.
Patience? What?
Yeah. Patience isn't a thing. It's really not.
It's not real, man. It's made up.
Patience is
a name.
So this might be a little tough for y'all to see on your screens, but we'll kind of go through it. Of course, we start. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not even just going to go straight through it because I feel like that's not really timely. Let's talk about the things that stand out to us. I don't know, Ben. Does something stand out to you?
Go ahead, Ben.
The biggest thing. First off, obviously, we all kind of figured the West Coast swing was going to die because Fontana's going away, which is like disappointing, but not full surprise. I had heard that rumor for a while. The biggest thing that pisses me off is that Nashville's a day race again, and it doesn't need to be a day race. It gets so hot down there. As someone who went to that first race back in 2021 when they went back, it's too hot. Like needs to be a night race. It was a night race for 2 years, and they changed it back, and that's stupid. Like that's such a dumb thing. I love Darlington as the season, like regular season finale. Like that makes my heart a little bit warm and squiggly on the inside, and I don't have a lot of that feeling anymore in my life. But that makes me happy. I'm excited for Watkins Glen in the playoffs. I think it's a banger track. That's all I really got. Other than that, I mean, it's fine. It's not like the biggest groundbreaking thing that people have made it out to be, but it's fine in my opinion. Oh, also Indy Oval, really happy about, but that's it.
Yeah, standing O. We got the Brickyard 400 back. I was just going to say
all that matters.
We got the Brickyard 400 back. I understand the compromise of keeping the ROVAL. And then my only thing I could argue with Nashville is that, you know, fans want to go see the race in the afternoon and then go to the city at night. But the track's an hour away from the city, so
it's like 45 an hour away.
I was going to say, so that kind of cancels itself out, where it really doesn't. I mean, at least with Kansas, it's 20 minutes from dead center of Kansas City. But yeah, I disagree with that one. And then biggest surprise for me, aside from Iowa, is that the Glen's in the playoffs. Was not expecting that at all. That's a huge curveball. Called that when that came out. I told you guys that's a blockbuster move. Was not expecting that. But again, Iowa is back on the schedule, regardless of what series is going there. Iowa's back on the schedule. Great little racetrack, and from what I've gathered, and just looking at their post, lots of people are pumped that I got a NASCAR race back. Lots and lots of positive feedback.
Yeah,
I'd be more excited for Iowa if this car wasn't garbage on short tracks.
Yep.
I
That's the
think
concern.
Xfinity will be a banger, but like this car sucks.
I think the one thing we've got going is that it's not a brand new surface. So hopefully the roughness of the racetrack will provide good racing, kind of like how Auto Club did.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to pause for a second. First off, hello, everyone who's joining the chat. Alex, we see you.
Hi,
Alex also said, I heard Watkins Glen was going to be in the playoffs, but assumed ROVAL was getting replaced by it. So surprise, ROVAL is still happening. I also see the reason why we're still having the ROVAL. It's to kind of create scarcity for the one oval race that we have at Charlotte. I will say the one thing that I noticed, and this is more so with the TV schedule here, is NBC's first race is it's Iowa, right? But it's on USA. And like we're really opening NBC's portion of the schedule on USA. And then it just feels wrong to me. I get Iowa's not a huge event, right? Or it's assumed not to necessarily be compared to like a Nashville. But I kind of thought I bumped me out a little bit.
It's not surprising. This is the trend that they've been going on. As someone who works in television now and understands a little bit more about scheduling and stuff like that, like you'd be surprised what races get pick and choose to be on big NBC as to USA or Peacock now in this sense. I'm also like, I feel like we're kind of getting to this point of, and this is a personal argument, I think we should stop giving a crap about TV ratings because everyone has like YouTube TV or some like digital form of cable.
Oh, yeah.
So like odds are like you're a sensible human by now and you've cut the cord and you have YouTube TV or a Hulu Live and you have access to a USA or to an NBC like national broadcast or an FS1 or an FS2. So I don't know. I get why it bothers people, but it doesn't bother me that bad. Like I would be more upset if like if Nashville was on a USA network or if obviously the first few of the playoffs are, but they've always done that. I think what pisses me off more is Bristol still on the fall race is still on USA.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
I
thing
feel like that
Bristol
should be a big
too.
NBC one.
With Bristol, it's like beginning March.
Well,
right?
here's why Bristol night race is going to be on USA. It's because that is September 21st on a Saturday night. Notre Dame football in the Big Ten always get priority on Saturdays for NBC, specifically Notre Dame. Notre Dame's been on NBC for probably 2 decades now.
Yeah,
so,
which is like expected at this point.
Yeah, so that is 100%. Like, say what you want about the Bristol night race. I still think it's probably top 3 best race to go see in NASCAR, but it will never win that battle with Notre Dame.
No.
Ever.
Nope.
Also wanted to shout out real quick. Thanks, Tyler, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Not a fan of 2 drafting tracks to open the season and second drafting tracks in the playoffs. It's an interesting move. And Ben Kennedy kind of explained the reason why they did it to start the season is they want to carry that fan base or those who just watched the 500 and like the super speedway type of tracks. They wanted to carry that audience over to Atlanta, give them something to look forward to. So maybe after 2 races, they're kind of latched onto the rest of the NASCAR season, or they're more likely to watch another race. So in that sense, I like that idea. To start the playoffs, I would have to kind of disagree. I like the chaos to start the playoffs. I don't like it going into the playoffs, but to start it puts these drivers in a very interesting situation. I'm here for it.
And I mean, the first 4 races of the year should look very familiar to longtime fans because this is what it was from 2015 to 2020. So 2019. The 500, then Atlanta, followed by Vegas, Phoenix. So that's what it was for a good while. So it makes sense to me.
We're going to get a really interesting mix of Atlanta also because we're going to race in the cold in February and then in the hot in beginning of September.
Yeah, the spring race I was at this year, I got to the track, it was 30 degrees. It was ice cold.
Yeah. So, I think also like the thing with Atlanta though too is a lot of people expect it to kind of wear down and go back to a like tire conservation track, or like that's what people hope will happen over the next few years. So I'm not too mad about it going to be a playoff race. And obviously it's this could change next year. Atlanta could have a double header for all we know at this point. So it just depends.
And I think
also ATYL meetup at Spring Bristol.
This has to happen.
based on how good the summer race was at Atlanta this year, I think that was also a selling point of, this thing's got to be in the playoffs, regardless of them racing to the rain, which is why it was so intense the whole time. Holy smokes, was that a good show?
It's a banger.
So good.
So good.
Insane.
Even the Xfinity race, we watched it the night before at Taylor's. It was so good.
So good.
I'll never forget. The best memory I'm going to keep from the spring weekend was camping out at the NASCAR trailer for 2.5 hours waiting for Josh Williams to get released. Oh my God, there were about 9 of us, and we were all standing right at the back of the trailer. And Jordan Bianchi went to the left side, and then Bob Pockers was at the back. So we were saying, Josh Williams, we have the trailer surrounded.
Come out with your hands up.
We don't want him to come out. It's so great.
Bring the steering wheel. No one gets hurt.
Yeah, that was so much fun. It was freezing that night as well, by the way.
I'm sure.
Well, speaking of the Xfinity Series, let's just kind of jump into the Xfinity Series schedule. I think overall Cup Series, again, it's not as crazy as I think we anticipated it to be difference-wise, but I like it a lot. Xfinity, let's go into it. Not a whole lot of changes here either. No, it's hello.
Spoilers!
Truck Series. Oh my God. Unnecessary.
I'm sorry. I'll leave.
Xfinity.
I think my eardrums have burst.
They're gone. They're gone.
What?
So for the Xfinity Series, I don't know if there wasn't a whole lot to note here. The big differences happened in the playoffs, but the regular season was pretty much the same.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys have initial.
There's a major loss in this schedule, and it is absolutely tragic.
Road America.
Road America.
Rip.
Major rip. I hate that we lost.
I'm kind of like pissed that we like. I'm gonna say it. We should have go to Milwaukee if you're gonna lose Road America.
Honestly, yeah.
Like go to Milwaukee.
I would agree with
Make that a triple header with trucks and ARCA and Xfinity. Like you've now fully lost that fan base for that area for Xfinity. I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
The apple and cheese gang is angry.
Also, I'm gonna be honest. I love these cars. I do not love them on Sonoma. I don't know why we're going back to Sonoma in these cars.
Yeah.
That race was really boring earlier this year.
You know, I've been very transparent about this, but I don't like Sonoma anymore. I really don't.
Ooh, Alex is speaking the truth. Xfinity should go to IRP. You are preaching
Alex.
gospel, brother.
Thank you, Alex. We appreciate that.
We appreciate it.
Also, get Newgarden into the Xfinity car at Iowa next year.
Oh my
Yes.
God, he is going to be begging to get a cup car at Iowa, begging for it.
Yeah. And it should happen. It has to happen.
It has to. Legally, it is required to happen now.
There's no way it'll happen, but I'm just saying.
Legally, it is required.
If there's a way.
For the Truck Series, I will jump to this real quick because we had some comments. Yeah. So Mid Ohio's not in the schedule, and I'm really pissed off about it. I'm so mad. It's such a good track. Like I get it, but I'm like, ugh. You know.
They're doing the repave this year. It was confirmed, so maybe a return would be nice. We still have IndyCar, like I said the other day. We still get IndyCar.
That's true.
Also, I'm excited that we have more short tracks on the schedule. Like they added the second Martinsville in place of that. I think that Martinsville weekend is going to be a bop now in the fall between Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup there. Like that's going to slap. But I think I said this on the stream before, and I've said it to other people. Like if you're going to do this to the Truck Series, take them to a South Boston, take them to a Tri-County or a Dominion that the Cars Tour runs. Like make them be the short track. Yeah, like take it back. Like when they used to run Mansfield and all that jazz, take it back. Make them do those. So,
yeah.
Let's be honest. We shouldn't go to Las Vegas.
There's no really need to straightaway there.
Oh yeah, there is no straightaway at Mansfield.
Rest in peace.
But let's be honest. If we're gonna go to Las Vegas, let's go run the boring.
Yeah,
boring.
Yeah.
At this point, we've shown we can do non-live competitive pit stops and be fine. Like that's my thing. Like, let's do that instead. That's my only like hate on the schedule is like if we're going to do short tracks, let's do that, and then no Mid Ohio.
And there's no dirt on the schedule either for trucks. No dirt this year. I mean,
care.
in 2024.
I stopped caring about dirt a long time ago.
Oh, but with trucks, it's so much
Nah,
fun. I don't know if
when
I'm
they
the
stopped going to
minority there.
Eldora, the fun kind of escaped the room.
After this like second Eldora,
Yeah.
after Bubba won, like it just became a I can't say that word on here show.
A dirt show.
Yeah, a dirt show. It just
Oh,
wasn't fun
here's a
for me.
comment. Hold on. Liam brought up a point
Liam.
here. I don't know if I would like this. I want trucks at Oxford Plains Speedway in Maine while Cup and Xfinity go to New Hampshire.
I don't think NASCAR
Oxford
would.
is a really unique track.
I really don't think
I
NASCAR
don't
would
think
take
they
him
do
to a
it.
track with no outside wall at all.
He just went sailing right out there.
Oh, and Taylor froze. Oh no.
Like that was a little bit of a mess.
Oh,
You're back. Okay,
Oh,
good.
she's back.
Oh God. Oh no.
oh no,
This is
she's
You
gonna
back.
froze
happen.
for like a second doing this
We're
really
good.
great pose, and
We
you came back.
almost went to the underground podcast.
Oh, you're gone. I was saying with the Oxford 250, just watching that this year and just seeing how many cars got stranded, like in just like the kind of swamp or like mud area that's outside the track because there's no wall. I don't know if that's a good idea. The track is fun though, but I think that would be a little bit of a nightmare. Also, I wanted to point out Brandon's listening on his way to the Roval. We'll see you there.
Hey,
Hey, be careful
You're on
while
the road.
driving.
Yeah, be careful though. Yeah, because you're driving.
Brandon, since you're typing while driving, apparently, what's your go-to road trip snack since you're going?
Oh, there you go, bud. Just don't use a turn signal when you change lanes.
Slow lane's the right lane. Let me pass.
And yes, confirming Mid Ohio is getting a repave. It was confirmed today by I think it was the track president confirmed it.
yeah,
So
a big wig for the track.
yeah.
And for our longtime racing fans, I know we haven't had this issue for a very long time, but round of applause. Once again, we don't have a 5-week break for the Truck Series to open.
Yeah, oh, yeah. 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration.
Remember when
Start at
Charlotte was
Daytona,
the
5
first,
weeks later, end up
Yes.
at Martinsville. Oh my gosh, what
and then another 5 weeks till Charlotte?
Now, if we could
Yeah.
just fix IndyCar.
a wild idea that was.
Oh, and then bing, bang, boom during the summer. Every weekend we're running.
And
Nightmare.
James Busher ends up a champion.
As long as we don't bring back the caution clock.
Yep.
Ooh, that was a
He was on-
weird
he was
year,
on
man.
fire that year, though. Turner had it going that year.
That was a bang.
Or that year Matt Crafton won the championship with no wins.
Now let's not talk about that
That,
one.
that was preposterous. Speaking of Matt Crafton,
That one's a little crazier than when Austin Dillon won the Xfinity title with no wins because Kyle had like 13. And then
Fair.
the 22 had the rest.
So just finish second or third and you'll win the championship.
Honestly.
Addition by subtraction.
But Adam, I like where you're going with that, talking about the Matt Crafton and Nick Sanchez. Is that where you were going with this?
that may have been. I might have jabbed onto that one.
Hey, I mean that was a fun situation, wasn't it? I love that pun
Fun.
too.
Wow,
I'm here for it.
nice segue.
Thanks, Tom. We get it. But yeah, so I mean, nobody was suspended for this. I mean, there was a fine. Matt Crafton
Oh,
was
someone
fined.
was suspended for it.
Yeah,
Well, so yeah,
just the
Nick
party we
Sanchez is-
didn't expect.
yeah. So yeah, Matt Crafton fined $25,000. Nick Sanchez fined $5,000, and then his father, because his father threw some punches too. Nick Sanchez's dad, he's suspended from the track for the rest of 2023. So pretty wild there. I don't know if you guys have thoughts on the whole incident or if we're just ready to move on from it. It was kind of a fun way to end Talladega, I guess, but also not fun at the same time, you know?
Yeah, I understand why Crafton was angry, but it's like, I don't know. It's like,
Yeah.
Sanchez ain't winning the title. Crafton's already out.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I think it was a little excessive,
Yeah.
especially with bodily harm. That's just straight.
Especially with
Yeah.
Let's look at the age difference. Grown man, basically almost just barely over being a minor. Like that doesn't sit well with me.
No.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Like fighting. I'm a hockey fan. Like I think fighting has a place in the sport of hockey, and I don't hate it in NASCAR. Like I get it, but like there's a difference between fighting and an assault, and that seems like an assault that happened at Talladega on Saturday. Yeah, just not a good look overall, especially when you have literally not a good look when you have so much blood pouring off someone's face.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yeah, I think it was just kind of I hate to use the word, but an embarrassment.
No, I think you're valid in that. I would agree.
It looks good for the sport until you find out the age difference between the two people involved.
That's a big part of it. Also, someone said today that Matt Crafton looks like Russell Crowe, and now I can't unsee it.
You know, I've been saying that for years.
I just they said it's. Someone on Twitter, someone said the same. I was like, oh,
I just put it in my head now, Ben, and I can kind of see it. That's kind of strange.
Yeah, a side by side, it's there.
Yeah, just disappointing. Like, I don't mind fights. I like fights, but just not a great way to go about it.
No, I agree. So. Here's a good point I wanted to bring up too. I'm just trying to scroll through the comments, make sure we're checking all your points here. Happy said I did check IndyCar schedule, but there are 3 doubleheaders, like both Indianapolis and 2 Iowa race, 2 Milwaukee's, no Texas. Yeah, I am really bummed that there's not a Texas race on the IndyCar schedule next year. I liked the racing there. I did.
That last race was so good that they'll never go back.
We're done. Wrap it up, boys.
I'd rather end on a good note than a bad note. So that's fine. It's fine.
Just like IndyCar's last race at Fontana, it was a classic, and they never went back.
Never forget.
It could be true.
God. Do y'all want to talk about NASCAR gaming? Do we want to get into that?
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's a big stuff.
I feel like that was waiting to happen, but it was also like, I really don't think that will happen. And then it did. It's like, holy moly.
Yeah, in case you missed it.
Went on out there and did it.
In case you missed it, iRacing acquired NASCAR's console racing game license from Motorsport Games. They're expected to have a new game out in 2025.
Yeah,
so
that's the downside.
Yeah.
You got to wait 2 whole years for it.
We also got a good question in the comments talking about what NASCAR game we enjoyed the most. NASCAR 06 or NASCAR Thunder 04 or 07 growing up. Even just in general, what games do we enjoy?
Okay. Can I go first?
05.
Yeah.
Go
for it, Ben.
One of my earliest memories was when the Wii came out in like 06 or 07. No, hear me out. It was a GameCube game though, because I didn't know that the Wii could play GameCube games. We had that Wii that could. And I picked up NASCAR Thunder 2003. And that's like Magic Carpet Ride kicks off, and you're like, man, I'm on a roller coaster of emotions. And it just the best. So 03 is a bop. That whole like 03, 04, 05 era, perfection. But underrated, NASCAR Rumble.
Thank you. I think it is. I would agree.
For the PlayStation 2. And I guess 1, that stuff slapped. That stuff's so good. So sorry, that was my like tangent. I love those games. So
they're so fun. Let's see. What I know, well, Adam, do you like the Thunder games are your favorite, right? Or do you have a different one? Yeah.
Oh no. NASCAR Thunder 2003.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It seems to be the fan favorite.
I grew up on Chase for the Cup 05 and then 08, but my favorite was Inside Line.
Ooh,
I think that was the
Inside
most
Line
one.
slapped.
I think that was the most realistic one I ever played, because then I got 14 and I was like, wow, we took a major step backwards with this game.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, if you're going to ask me personally, the greatest racing game ever created is hands down Mario Kart Wii.
That is true.
Facts.
It's the single greatest racing game of all time.
So good.
Many friendships were lost over Mario Kart Wii.
Listen, man.
Oh yeah. I gotta say, I like Dirt to Daytona a lot. That's one of my favorites. And then
Dirt Daytona's good.
What's the freaking? Why am I forgetting? Not Inside Line. You just said that. Oh my God.
Is it the other one that was on a Wii?
No.
Oh, NASCAR 2010 with Jennifer Jo Cobb and the really weird like.
Game.
Dear God, no. Hold on. I'm gonna be like such an idiot.
Heat Evolution?
No. Oh, I just echoed there. Hold on.
I just remember like it took me 2 months to win a race in NASCAR Thunder 2003, and then I beat Jimmy Johnson at the line for the 500 as Kenny Schrader at like 1/1000th of a second. I was so happy. I yelled so much. My dad yelled at me to be quiet.
Speaking of Unleashed, I think that's underrated in my opinion.
Huh? I don't even remember that.
It was like it's an arcade style game, which is why people frown upon it. But I really liked it.
Oh yeah, I remember this. I blotted it out of my mind.
Of course, it was NASCAR Racing 3. It was by Papyrus back in the 90s.
Papyrus?
Papyrus, that's the name.
So Papyrus is
it.
the group that then became iRacing.
Yeah.
True.
Their game, it had Bobby Labonte and Dale
2003.
Jarrett on the cover. That was like, that's
Good.
my all-time favorite one. I grew up with that one, and then we got the console, and NASCAR Thunder it was.
I think the most iconic one might be NR 2003.
Oh, still
yeah,
alive
that's
and
like-
thriving.
Because
That's the gold standard.
I think the greatest thing so I went into the NASCAR office, and there's a gaming room in there in the eNASCAR section, and they've got every NASCAR game. And then I saw they've got 2 hard copies of NR 2003 there, and I was like, "This is like gold standard."
My biggest regret in life
Oh my
is still
god!
going into a Goodwill and finding a hard copy of NR 2003, but I didn't buy it.
I'm gonna say I saw that it's like looking at a Michael Jordan rookie card.
Yeah, that's huge. That's legit.
Well, we're big fans of the NASCAR games, and we're really excited to see. I guess not excited to wait, but excited for when the new game comes out. I think it's in good hands. iRacing's done such wonders for NASCAR, working together with NASCAR. They've been great partners. I'm ready for it.
They've
I'm
donated
excited.
to my insanity.
They did. Yes.
The only thing is, I'm going to have to buy a new console now within the next 2 years.
That's fair. That's true.
Let's start saving today, boys.
Yeah. I think like this is such a big deal for this IP because
Yeah.
it's been in like purgatory for so long, whether the Heat games or Unleashed or whatever the last one was, NASCAR 21 Unleashed or whatever it was called. And like arguably this is the biggest sports game deal in years that I can think of, because I was thinking about that today. I was like, whether the sports game has had this massive of a deal, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head. This is a big deal, like in such a huge way. They've already, like, iRacing helped do the World of Outlaws game or whatever. They helped build that too. So, and that's a good base to start off of. But like, no, I'm super excited for this.
You'll have to wait and see. I'm excited. I think other exciting news, awful segue, I know. Maybe it's exciting, but like Haley Deegan, she's going to be racing Xfinity Series full-time next year for AM Racing in the number 15, announced today. Huh?
Put up or shut up time now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, this is our chance.
Their number font hurts my head.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Can I find a picture of this real quick?
They're just AM Racing's number font on the Xfinity cars. Hurts my
The
head.
15, the first time I saw it made me think it was a Venturini car.
Yeah, no, I was like, wait a minute.
Honestly, though, yeah.
I thought it was an old Timmy Hill car from when you drove for Ware.
Never forget.
Like
Oh
10
my
years ago.
god.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
He was Rookie of the Year in 2011. The
Something
Point.com Mustang. I remember.
There you go.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think someone I saw on Twitter said it best. We need, as a sport, not we as individual people, I should preface, we would thrive so well from a successful female driver. And this is the best chance we've had really since Danica. I hope it does work out for the success of the sport. But I don't know. This is kind of like the pastels. It's kind of a drip. This is a nice looking
Yeah,
car.
this is a good looking car.
It's
It's
good.
nice.
Yeah. The font does kill me a little bit, but it is a
Yeah.
really nice looking car. This
It
is
doesn't
one of her
fit the
primary
design.
sponsors for next year.
This is drippy.
It kind of looks like an Easter egg.
Honestly, it does.
Pastels.
I don't see it now. Way to go. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
Well, Ben ruined Matt Crafton for us.
I did.
There.
I'll ruin that car for us. What can you ruin?
I like Alex's point
Oh.
though, as well. Like he makes a good point of, is this like,
Yeah.
are we in last chance deals? And like AM Racing, they've never been like the greatest quality rides and team overall. They've got a really good like pipeline though, surprisingly, through ARCA
Yeah.
and through trucks and now to Xfinity. I'm interested to see how this goes for them because they kind of rapidly grew, and I'm curious if they can continue to succeed with how fast they've grown. Yeah, are they getting too big for their britches, as my dad would say? So it'll be interesting to see what happens for sure. I'm hopeful. She showed promise in her one start at Vegas, so we'll see.
Yeah.
was
And I
gonna
will say
say-
too, like I am incredibly nervous for her to move up to Xfinity. Like, I'm really excited, don't get me wrong, because I want to have a female succeed in motorsports, getting to the highest level Cup Series again. But I'm like, if if she doesn't perform well, then I feel like Tony Breininger is like kind of next in line to kind of move up the pipelines a little bit. I mean, she's getting way better in ARCA each time she races this season. She's gotten better results. But Haley Deegan's going to be that next person in line, the next female in line to kind of take on that role that Danica kind of left. So I'm nervous, but I hope she does well. I'm praying she does well. Honestly, like I could throw up. I'm so nervous for her, but I'm also excited for her.
Please don't throw up.
I won't throw up.
I guess.
There's also a good crop of young female drivers though in the lower ranks, non-NASCAR ranks that are up and coming. There's one that our crew really likes.
Yeah, there's one in a Bandolero right now that's kicking butt.
That's right.
Killing it.
She is our hope.
Yeah. I talk about her literally all the time because I'm like, she's gonna make it. Like you have that feeling
be the
about
only
her.
driver that you have to drag out of the media center.
Yeah. Love it. All right, so there's that news. I don't know. Do we have any? Oh yeah, Ryan Vargas. I know somebody mentioned this. Brian Vargas is racing in the finale. I think it's in Belgium for the Euro Wheeling NASCAR. Oh God, hold on.
NASCAR takes on Spa.
Oh God.
And those cars, those poor little cars, just
like
screaming.
Everyone's ears are dead yet again. Yeah, this will be exciting. I'm excited for him to return. He had a top 10 result. I think he had top 10 results. Last race that he did. Was this last weekend or 2 weekends ago?
2 weekends or 2 or 3 weekends ago, because he ran the truck at Dega and got a top 20.
Right.
And I was going back for the finale.
Yeah, so this will be good.
So
cool. Well, on social media, I asked you all to send us your questions. Obviously, keep sending them in the chat here too, but we got some on Instagram and Facebook. So we'll just not Facebook. Oh my God, Instagram and Twitter.
X.
Dear God. So X, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
I can't either.
I can't.
When I woke up from my anesthesia and it was changed, I was like, it's not real.
That would have been so confusing.
Elon Musk presents X, formerly known as Twitter. That's its full name.
God.
Taylor.
Hi. All right. So first question is from Christopher Hansen. He said, what is the best part about getting to cover NASCAR racing? Do you have any advice for someone looking to get into the industry through writing, broadcasting, that sort of thing? Who wants to start?
I'll go last.
I can, I guess.
Okay, go Ben.
I think the best part is just how you forget sometimes, and then I'll be sitting at the media center of a track, or I had this deal going in, so I covered, and this is obviously I'm not covering Cup Series at week in, week out. I was covering ARCA East at Nashville this year, and it's ARCA East and it's at Nashville Fairgrounds, so it's it's a cool track, but it's kind of crummy, and it's ARCA, so it's not the greatest competition. But I was talking to Toby about it, Toby Christie, and I was like, man, I really don't feel like going today. I feel kind of rough. And he's like, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it, and just it never gets old. Going to a racetrack. Whether it's Cup Series races at Charlotte or Nashville for ARCA East, or going to Salem Speedway and standing out in the middle of no cell phone service all day and just hanging out talking to people, it just is. It's very surreal at times, and moments like that are yeah, this is the good stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the best part for me. It's just moments where you forget, and then you're like, no, this is what I'm doing right now. It's pretty cool. So
it's the forgetting, and it's the moment, the interactions, or the unexpected interactions you have with people, or if someone taps you on the shoulder and they're like, hey, and I'm like, oh my God, that's you. Or even to weird interviews that you might do with drivers that you just don't expect. It's the unexpected moments that I enjoy the most at the track. That would be for me. That's what I love. Tom?
Oh, I was waiting to see if Adam was going to say anything.
Adam?
Well, I guess mine would really be from the social aspect. Racing has brought me friends, and friends that are basically family. So yeah, just make yourself available. Don't be afraid to say hey to anybody, or bombard them with a bunch of DMs talking about racing. That's kind of how me and Taylor found each other. Yeah. Twitter, formerly Twitter Spaces. That's really how we found each other. But,
which is wild.
I know, right? So yeah, always make yourself available.
And then I guess for advice for if you're looking to get into writing or broadcasting, I believe it's great to have a journalistic training, or at least some, if you want to go right. But I started off just writing for the Podium Finish. That it was another small media outlet that was looking for writers, and Rob Tiongson, who ran that, kind of took me under his wing and kind of let me get a feel for covering races at the track and writing. And obviously I went to school, broadcast journalism is my major. But I feel like it was that at-track experience and working with somebody who's currently in the industry really helped me. And then of course with Toby, he's really helped and everything like that. So it's like, help out. Yeah. Plug the merch, tobychristie.com. But like, it's honestly just reach out to somebody for help and for guidance. And more than likely people will be willing to help you out. And that's how I kind of got into everything like that. But Dom,
chase the dream. That's really the short and sweet of it. Just chase the dream, whatever it takes. I got into college in 2016, and we had a podcasting class, so I took it and started the only racing show that ever was or still is on that channel. So it was brand new to everything, but I started it, took the reins of it, did all of it myself, and knew broadcast isn't going to be enough. I got to have journalism on the backside too. So I made a website for the show and overworked. I for the trucks, Xfinity, and Cup, I would sit myself down, watch every practice, watch every qualifying, and watch every race. And I would write recaps for every practice, for every qualifying, and every race. So I overworked, yes, but just like that, 1 week gets you at least 7 to 10 articles. And right off the bat, now you've got 10 pieces for your portfolio.
Yeah.
And then open every door, because they may be locked, but if they're unlocked, you will be amazed what's behind it.
Yeah.
I got told in Youngstown, Ohio, hey, there's a girl here that goes to this university that found out that you're in NASCAR, and her dad works in NASCAR, wanted to link up. I was like, okay. So yeah, I'm in Youngstown, Ohio. I meet this girl. Her dad was working for communications at Homestead. And all that led to me flying down to Miami, covering the 2017 championship. Damn. And I went from going to Michigan that year as a fan, just trying to get up close to the track again, to the end of the year interviewing Dale Jr. right next to his car after his last racing cup. So open every door, and don't be afraid to overwork, because there's no such thing. But if you do too little, it will cost you.
Yeah.
But long and short of it, chase the dream.
And also to add on to that too, like I've had so many people too reach out as well, and they're like, I don't know what to do for like a podcast, or I don't know what to do for this, or how do you like just start too. Like the more that you start planning it out, and you're like, I want it to be perfect. Nothing's gonna be perfect the first time, and the more you like just prolong like doing something that you're really passionate about, it's gonna suck. Like just start working. And I will say, like, taking every opportunity. The reason I'm working with the Hornadays right now is because I took a really weird opportunity that like it wasn't anything. And I started working with Austin Terrio doing media for his driver development company. There was no media side to his company, period. And he's like, well, we need someone to form it, but I don't really know what that looks like. And they took a chance on me, and I formed it. And then he's like, hey, the Hornadays need your help. And now I'm working with their drivers and their development company. So it's like, again, it's open every door. Take those chances. Even if they seem kind of weird or out there, just go for it, you know?
And your path is going to be very hazy. But trust that it's going to lead you to the promised land.
Trust the process.
I moved to Charlotte to try to get a job in NASCAR. And after a year and a half, no dice, nothing. And then I got a job in Atlanta, moved to Atlanta, worked there for a year. And that job in Atlanta got me my job in NASCAR now. So sometimes you got to go out of your way to get where you want to be.
Yeah.
And I will say what Alex said here. Gay Racing Podcast, we love their show that Alex does. My podcast is just part of my weekly routine now. I'd add to what you guys are saying too, is always make sure you enjoy what you're doing. That's the big thing.
Exactly. You got to love it. The only way, especially in this sport where it is let's just be honest, it's 36 straight weeks of work.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is hard. It is grueling, but it is so rewarding when you're walking up the steps on a chilly Friday or now Saturday morning and you hear the whistle blow and the cup cars roll onto the grid for practice. It's the best feeling ever.
Oh yeah.
Let's chase the dream, folks. I don't know. I don't know what our next question is. Ben?
One other thing, Dom's stuff kind of made me think about the best advice I ever got was from Charlie Crawl, who used to work at Thor Sport and runs Arca PR. He said, if someone gives you an opportunity, say yes and find a way to make it work.
Yep.
That's the best way to do it. Say yes and figure it out. So
Honestly, I'm going to carry that advice. Be a yes person. All right. Also from Alex. Alex is in the chat, but we have a question.
Yes. Oh, see, this is the content I wanted. I didn't want to.
what a style change. The answer is Ludwig, actually.
What? Really?
Yeah, Ludwig's my main. Everyone's favorite Mario character.
Oh my god. I feel like mine's not fun. Mine's Daisy. I feel like that's really basic.
Archdoodle.
Yeah.
Archdoodle.
Exactly.
I am.
Wait, let me guess.
Go ahead.
Are you a Yoshi person?
He's a Wario guy.
You're
used to be Yoshi. Bowser Jr. is my guy now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the Yoshi guy.
Okay. I knew where y'all were.
Pink Yoshi and Toadette. Okay, Alex, I see you.
We love that. Oh yeah. Pink Yoshi for the win.
Pink Yoshi. There we go.
Love it. I love that question. It's so fun.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. Adam, if you could go back in time to the 1990s, what NASCAR race would you like to attend?
Oh, already know it. Oh,
I know it. Yeah, I know mine.
I think ours are the same answer though too.
Oh, mine's going to be out there.
Okay.
Ben, you first.
92 Hooters 500. I want to watch Cookie win that title.
Yes. Oh, that would be a good one. I'm going to steal your answer.
Because that's everything. You got Gordon's first race, Petty retires, a great championship battle, get the freaking fire extinguisher, like art. That's an art race.
That's good.
That is definitely. I would go to the 1999 Food City 500. Dale versus Terry.
That is wild.
Yeah. I want to see that finish in person.
That'd be good.
So mine is the 97 Miller 400 at Dover. If anybody knows what happened in that race.
Wait.
Oh my gosh. Just to clarify.
It was a little bonkers.
It was the curse of the race leader was that race.
That's
oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, lap 30, pole sitter Bobby Labonte gets wrecked by Kyle Petty. Unintentional, just a genuine mistake by Kyle Petty. He wrecks. Then Dale Jarrett was in the lead. There was a wreck in front of him. He slowed down. Jeff Gordon didn't. Wrecked both of them out of the race. And then on the next restart, Ernie Irvin took the lead. There was still oil down on the racetrack from a car trying to stay out there. He wrecked. And then Ricky Rudd stole the win.
Mm-hmm. That is a good one.
That'd be a good one. Let's move on. Next question. We kind of talked about this already, so we can, unless we have anything else to add. Thanks for putting this in here too. What do we think of the Iowa Cup race? Anything else to add?
I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's a track that's deserved a Cup race for a while too. So
it's almost like all the racetracks that I wanted the Cup Series to go to as a kid, we're finally getting to them over the last 12 years.
Montreal next year, baby.
Yeah, right. There we go. Maybe one day we'll get down to Mexico City.
Speedway of Dreams out in the corner.
But we'll never be able to replicate what the Busch Series had in Mexico.
No. It's Iowa. That got me yesterday when they posted that.
Fab Life 11 said, "What's one thing you wish you could see or experience when attending a race that you currently don't experience?" What's experience?
Being in the flag stand.
Ooh,
that'd be good.
I would love be in the broadcast booth.
Yeah.
Like not be on the broadcast, but just sit there and watch them. Because I love already like MRN where you can listen in between commercials and hear them like chat about goofy stuff. I would love to be in a broadcast booth like the NBC one and watch Junior and Jeff and all them like do their thing.
So when I did the Miami race, I got to shadow MRN for the Xfinity race.
Ooh,
and that was so much fun because Cole Custer just walked away from everybody, and it was just everyone was strung out in that race. And I'll never forget it. It's Mike Bagley and Kurt Becker are in the booth, and Mike Bagley goes, "It's a lot of action here at Homestead Miami Speedway. When we come back, we'll have more for you. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. We have nothing to talk about." So great.
I love the MRN crew because they make every race sound like it's a banger, and then it's just
exactly.
Yeah.
That's great.
We've got nothing to talk about.
I love moments like that where you can grab them like live still. That when we were at Nashville in 21, Larson was cutting the engine off at the start finish line and coasting in the one to save gas, and you just hear Dave Moody go, "Hey, any of the fans out there, wave your towel up in the air if you hear Larson cutting it off." And like I looked back, you see everyone simultaneously just start breaking towels. I was like, "This is great. It's perfect.
This is what we need."
It's like the hive mind really worked at that moment."
For me, it's definitely going into the booth, but I would like to shadow on pit road, like shadow like Kim Kuhn or someone like that. I would love to do that.
Oh yeah.
I would
tell you,
love to actually be
especially
in the
when-
driver's seat.
You would like to what?
I'd like to be in the driver's seat. Let me
Ooh.
race the race.
Driver
Yeah.
Adam.
Let me do it.
We're gonna.
Pace car-
If
pace
Buffalo
car-
Line enters an ARCA race in 2024, get ready for it. Adam's our driver.
I'm coming. Just let Brad Smith know I can get a fire suit within days. I'm gonna make the 40. I'm gonna bring the 48 glory again.
No, you have to drive
No.
the 49.
You know, like give me the duct tape 49.
Yeah,
I swear.
you have
I'm
to
gonna
drive
drive it.
49.
Your age is 123 years old because they don't know who you are on the ARCA broadcast.
Oh my god. Amazing. Let's see. We got another question here. Should the season begin and end in Daytona, or should the final race change each year?
No.
From Justin.
Bring it back to Homestead.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
I think it should always begin at Daytona. Like that's
Never
just-
end.
Never end. I'm happy that the season, I'm happy the regular season finale is not at Daytona now because I just think it's kind of gotten silly at this point. But
I would say start the year at Daytona, and the halfway point should be at Daytona. You know what I mean when I say that.
Oh boy.
Hashtag firecracker, baby.
Firecracker 400, baby.
Bring it
Bring
back.
the flashback to Daytona. Damn it.
Up next,
No peace till we get our demands.
here's something we can debate. Can Ryan Blaney win the championship?
I don't know. Can he?
Is the answer to this question another question waiting to be answered?
May I use the restroom?
Can Ryan Blaney win the championship? Well, if he's in, or yes.
If he's in the lead on lap 312 at Phoenix, maybe.
If you made the final four.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, he had a rocket ship at Phoenix last year for the championship race, and he wasn't even in the championship 4.
What scares me is how terrible Penske ran at Martinsville earlier this year.
Yeah.
And if it comes down to him having to race his way in at that race, I do
Because
not see it.
here's the thing. That's statistically Ryan Blaney's best track. It's one of his best tracks, right? So if Ford can get it together, Penske can get it together, then he has a shot. But I don't know. Yeah. This hurts, but I think you're right, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, he can win a championship. Will he, though? Who knows? That's not for any of us four to decide.
No. That's for Ryan Blaney to decide.
He's
in
normally
that 12 team.
he's normally really good at Vegas
Yeah.
Mhm.
for the first half of the race.
Yeah.
And then he finds a way to put his foot up his butt.
Yeah.
And honestly, just being genuine, I don't think Penske can keep up
No.
in this current state at Vegas.
They are the slowest.
Historically,
team
he's
now.
really good at Vegas, but Hendrick, I think Hendrick and Gibbs are going to blow these guys out of the water.
Yeah.
Oh,
At Vegas, especially Hendrick.
Oh, yeah. Hendrick is.
It's also an odd year, so Penske won't win it.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
true.
That's fair. All right. Next.
I hate saying that.
I do too, but you're not.
It's
wrong.
consistent.
Which driver do we want to see have a breakout year? I'm assuming this will be like 2024. Who do we want to see kind of succeed? I will say this year going into it, I was hoping Busher would do something because I've loved Busher for so many years now. I guess past 3 years. And then when he got those wins and he was been killing it, I was like, thank God. So I'm really happy. But next year, I don't know.
Don't be surprised if Chase Elliott goes off next year.
Oh no, I'm expecting that.
Start with that.
I have 2.
Go for it.
And these are kind of random.
Oh, I'm here for it.
I wouldn't mind seeing number 1 Sammy Smith have a breakout year at Junior Motorsports next year.
Okay, great. Yeah.
He's got the talent there. And then the second guy is Luke Fenhouse. If he can get the ride back at ARCA, he's like former Slinger National Championship Cars Tour champion. I would love to see him like get a main series ride because I think he could easily have a chance at the title in ARCA this year or next year.
These boys better hope Jesse Love doesn't get that 20 car in Xfinity.
Oh yeah.
They better hope he doesn't get that ride because he is going to go off. Mark my words.
My hope is that if Ryan Truex gets a full-time ride in Xfinity.
Oh, yeah, that's my third, Ryan Truex.
Yeah, I was going to say. I want him to.
He deserves it.
He does.
Yeah, I think Reddick could really have a good year next year. Christopher Bell is just a hard maybe, but I feel like I just feel like it could be. You know how JGR is; they're so hit or miss.
Yeah,
it's either they are miles away from everyone else in terms of being crazy fast, or it's like Penske this year. It's like we just missed it. I mean, people forget how bad they were last year.
Right.
So, but those would be mine. Probably
Alex
Bell, and then I think Chase is just gonna, in terms of breaking out of the Cup Series, Alex Bowman. But,
free my man, let him live.
I have a super dark horse. That was out of pocket.
Hurtful, truthful.
I hear footsteps coming up the stairs, Dom. Watch out. There's a very heated Bowman fan in this house.
Yeah, it's fine.
My super dark horse. Let's see if Justin Haley can have a breakout year with Rick Ware.
Okay.
You know what? I will be interested to see what difference there is with the RFK backup.
Yeah.
And I'm not like talking like let's see them run. Are they not going to run like 30th? Let's see if they can like consistently run in the top 20.
I was just going to say, top 20s is a mega improvement for that team.
I agree.
And realistically, definitely let's see if Chase Elliott's back.
Yeah.
Is he for real or not?
He'll come back with vengeance.
I think he could do what Kyle did this year and win week 2.
Yeah.
So
I think Alex brings up a good point in the chat too. I was going to mention Daniel Suarez. I'd like to see him have a good season. Because here's the thing, like they basically said, like, SVG's playing next year is, developmental, then we'll kind of go from there. But our focus is Zane Smith. And I'm like, well, crap. And if you want to keep SVG, you're going to have to get another charter, but can you actually do that? And then you have Zane Smith already in the works. So yeah, I would like to see Daniel Suarez do well next year. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Also too, like, I hope Ross Chastain, not like he needs a breakout year because he kind of had that last year already, but I want to see him do better next year, especially with the Busch sponsorship. That's a personal.
The other thing too, like to remember, like, last year was a breakout year for Ross. He only had 2 wins.
Yeah.
So
he's the talk of the town every week.
Yeah.
That's fair.
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
If they talking, you doing something.
That's true.
Is it right or is it wrong? That's where the public opinion.
Pete Weber say that? Hate me or love me, you watched.
Bingo.
Well, Everybody, thanks for your questions. We just went through all of them that I got from social media. So thanks all for sending them in. We always appreciate those. Keep those coming. Just hashtag ATYL on social media accounts when you send those to us. But this has been the Above the Yellow Line live stream Thursday night. A majority of us will be at the ROVAL this weekend. So if you see us running around, walking around, sitting in the stands, come say hi. Ben, we're going to miss you, bud.
Yeah, I know. Blame my spleen. Maybe next year. I need to work out what races I'm going to hit for 24. So
we're going to have to get on like a conference call and figure out what races we're all doing. So we can try to connect, you know?
We do.
But make sure to check out all NASCAR news at tobychristie.com. Of course, the Toby Christie.com YouTube and Facebook pages where we do our live streams. Make sure you're following. Make sure that you are also like clicking the notification bell on YouTube because that's like pretty cool. You should definitely do that. Also, abovetheyellowline.com. You can get some merch. I didn't like have any merch up on the screen for you all to like scan a QR code for this show, but like this hat, you can get this on abovetheyellowline.com. This shirt, abovetheyellowline.com. There's so much fun stuff. That water bottle that Adam's holding up, that hat, ATYL.com. So make sure to check it out. Of course, you have more information about what we do there as well, and just kind of keep up to date with us. And then, of course, the ATYL main episodes come out every single Monday, sometimes Sundays, depending on the schedule. But this week, I can guarantee you it will be a Monday because I will be at the ROVAL. So all podcasting platforms, of course, on our YouTube channel. But guys, thanks so much for joining us again. Check us out on social media, all linked in the description below. And yeah, we'll see you all next time. Thanks all for joining. Bye.